Welcome, everybody. I'm excited for today's conversation. Today, I am joined by Anthony Higman, the CEO of Adsquire. He brings expertise in paid search, which was honed through roles at leading plaintiffs' law firm and multiple agencies. So, Anthony, super excited to talk to you today. Thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me, Brian. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Tell me, it looks like you've been running Adsquire for several years now. You know, name of this podcast is scope shift. I'm sure in those years you've had to make some shifts, maybe adjust how you were serving clients, what kinds of clients you were serving. Tell me a little bit, like what was maybe one of the biggest or scariest shifts you had to make with the agency?
For sure. About 4 years in now.
Okay.
Obviously, the topic of this discussion is the changing landscape. I would say this year, to be honest with you,
Really?
over the last 3 years have been kind of a roller coaster ride. This year, it's really starting to heat up with the pace of change, mainly with all the ad platforms now and all big
Hmm.
tech. And so that's been super disruptive, I would say, in
Yeah.
in weird chunks across geos and practice areas. Not all at once, but we've definitely had volatile periods where, clients are getting leads and everything's going swimmingly, and then all of a sudden everything falls off a cliff. We have to go back to the drawing board, figure out what's going on. It's not always clear because lots of different pieces are changing at the same time.
Gotcha. So do you mean stuff where one of the platforms changes their algorithm in the background and it breaks everything or?
It's more, how do I describe? It's a really good question. And it's complex and hard to answer. Mainly, it's always a change initiated by some kind of big tech
Sure.
change. A lot of times they'll make multiple changes at once. I always question, is it a chicken or egg situation? Is Google making these fast-paced changes because they're trying to influence user behavior, or user behavior really has changed and Google's playing catch up? I think the answer is somewhere in the middle. Just for example, the biggest one right now is AI overviews, what that's doing to both website traffic as well as
Yeah.
ads. Because it's really complex because like I think Google is kind of still struggling with it too. And
Yeah.
all of big tech is kind of like this new hoopla hype cycles in the mix, but like when they put AI overviews on the page, that changes how they place ads, right? And like
Right.
where that placement is. And when a new thing comes up on search results, it does change how users interact with that page or like
Yep.
what they're doing. Like it really is people go where most people go where Google puts the thing in front of them. And so again, these things can just be very disruptive overall to like lead for.
100% Google, Facebook. They're just trying to keep you on their platform long enough
Yeah,
to click an ad. That's how they're making their money. So
exactly.
I agree with you. The AI overview was odd. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They're no longer putting those ads right in front of you. They're definitely experimenting with how they display the SERPs. I've even started to see that AI overview in local search terms, which is
Yep.
strange. I assumed the map pack and LSAs would stay front and center. And 99% of the time they still are. But I did see it a couple times in local search. Is that something you run into as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're studying this.
Yep.
We have also seen that they're trying to incorporate reviews and
Oh, yeah.
they're building lists for ad reviews on commercial queries that were mainly ad based up until this
Right.
point.
Mm.
And that's like a little confusing. I have some theories on where it's going, but yeah, again, all of these things local, they do change. It goes back and forth though, to your point. Like it's day by day because
Yeah.
sometimes you'll do, personal injury lawyer search. You'll see that AI overview with the list of 10 firms and blue links out. The next day it'll be LSA, three PPC ads, the map pack, like you're used to seeing it.
Right.
And again, like I always question how much they're trying to influence user behavior with these changes
Mhm.
versus has user behavior really changed all that?
Are they being led by it? Yeah. And like, feel free to share your theories. Like, if you've got any,
The struggle with Google and big tech is what you pinpointed. There's this, ChatGPT came out. There was like a slight pause with Google before they kind of jumped at first into it. I don't know if you remember this, but it was traditional search. ChatGPT came out. They didn't dive in immediately. There was
Right.
a month and a half pause, and then it was all AI, and it was just like the arms race is on. Right? But again, like what this does is very complicated because, like you said, it is a cannibalization of their main revenue source, which has always been ads.
Yep.
Google loves to talk about how they're an AI company and
Uh-huh.
self-driving company. They're not. They're an advertising company. It's where all of their revenue comes from.
So,
With AI overviews, you can't put ads into them because it's an answer engine. And when you start
mm,
injecting ads into an answer engine, there's not going to be any trust or users to use that thing.
that's
And
right.
so like ChatGPT struck first. There's no ads in ChatGPT. And so I think Google is kind of, still playing this balancing act. My theory coming back to that is just based on stuff I'm seeing. So like LSA came out for lawyers 5 years ago, another disruptive change to the industry.
Yeah.
We were used to running PPC ads. Now that's just this other platform.
Mm,
What I think is going to happen with AI overviews is related to those lists on commercial queries. So like somebody types in personal injury lawyer, the AI overview comes up that gives that explanation of, this is the background of personal injury lawyers, what they do. And then there's that list at the bottom with blue links on it. I think that they are going to make that somehow local services ads
mhm.
that when you click on that blue link, it goes to a user's website, but it's a local services ad, and any actions that they take on your website are going to be charged, and you're going to pay to be on those lists. They just released the terms and conditions update. What it said is they can use all your information from your website and from your local services ads profile to serve these in new ways and make them look different. And so I kind of see it going that way because
Yeah.
like they're still trying to toy with how do we make this monetizable. I see it more so with the product ecom side. It makes more sense. Showing people products related to their search. Lead gen is a different animal. Who knows? I'm not always right about this.
Google is a
Maybe
black
half the
box.
time. Yeah.
They are a black box. You
Right.
couldn't be. You hit the nail on the head earlier, right? Google likes to pretend like it's a self-driving car company and it's a this and a that. They make their bajillions of dollars on clicks. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's
all
all,
on.
it's 90% ad revenue.
They like pretending they're not an advertising company, but it's
Oh,
really exactly what they
yep.
are.
Yep. 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 Yep.
So So with these changes happening, because they're happening rapidly. I agree. What was it, November of 21 when ChatGPT hit the ground? By January, Google was all in, running the tests, changing the SERPs. Do your clients notice? I know you have to stay on top of, and you're constantly making sure you know. I mean, you're the only person I've ever heard say, "I just read the recent Google terms and conditions update." Right? You're
Yeah.
staying on top of everything. Have your clients noticed too?
Yeah. When there's disruptions to lead flows, they notice. Bad month, they notice. To your point, I'm a weird nerd at this stuff. Like it actually is like my passion.
Love it.
I always tell people I actually have one here. I love these games where it's like, what's the difference between these two pictures?
Oh,
I'm really good at these puzzles, and I think it makes me really good at spotting changes on search results pages and crafting theories. I'm passionate about what I do. Always trying to peek around corners, see where it's going. But yeah, to your point, when lead flows decrease because of the
yeah,
Google change, clients are upset, curious, emailing, calling.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
for the most part, no, none of them care about the
Long as the phone
about
keeps ringing.
about the 100 changes I've found to Google search results this week. So like, I inform if people are interested. If not, I let them go and I kind of do my
Yeah,
thing and
makes sense.
provide updates on the super important things. But most of it is too confusing to keep saying this change, this change.
You can't get into the weeds on every Google change. That's for sure. That's for sure. But
Right.
with your team, like there must be, and maybe there isn't. So I don't want to assume anything, but I feel like it's got to be hard to balance kind of agility and process with all of these changes. Right? You get a process written, and then 2 months later, Google changes it. Have you run into that issue?
We're still a small team. There's 5 of us, 3 account managers. I don't want to be the biggest. It wasn't what I set
Yeah.
out to
Yep.
do. My motto is do hard things that don't scale. Um,
Okay. It's a way to make a living.
my vision with Adsquire has always been a team of 6 to 8, really tight knit. 100 accounts is my goal, and like I
Cool.
have a revenue figure in mind. But I think what helps with that is kind of that motto, right? The fact that we're in office, we're all working together really closely. We meet
Yep.
every morning. My door's always open. I'm passionate about this. I find people who are curious by nature, and I think that's a super important aspect of being a digital marketer is like, why did this change and what can we do? Or where is this going to go? The team is super curious. To your point with process and scale, we have very base processes. It's
Mhm.
not like most companies where it's drag mouse to the left and click button. Here's the 4 things that need to be done. I don't care how you do them as long
Mhm.
as these 4 things are done, right? The trend to me with big tech nowadays seems to be like move things around that people are used to going to so that they have to spend more time finding
Yes.
things. And so
Yep.
like, so like you would just be drowning in the
Yep.
minutia of this button click. I spend a lot of time with each team member training them on how I look at things, and that helps.
That's
People do get
awesome, man.
people do get stuck, and obviously there's always challenges with like a team. It's just how it goes. So being open, having my door open policy is helpful. It doesn't work all the time. Oh
That's
God.
living. That's running a business. Hit on something there. You're hiring the right people, building a good culture. But you hit on something really, or even before that, that like you have a good vision, like and a clear one, right? You're like, I'm very clear about what I'm looking for. I know what size I
Yeah,
want to be. I know who I want to work for, what my clients are going to be, the people I hire. And I think a lot of agency owners skip that step. I know in the beginning I skipped that step and it cost.
right.
I went off in
Yeah,
directions that ended up being dead ends and I had to circle back. So I think getting that clear imperative and it's clear you've done it and it's helping you. So I think that's
for
awesome.
sure.
We've talked a little bit about Google and AI. What about on your side of things? Are there new AI tools worth it? Are there some you're like, this is hyped nonsense? How are you dealing with the launch
Yeah,
of AI tools?
great question. So I absolutely despise AI.
I think that's a minority opinion,
Yeah,
right?
I hate it with a fiery passion. What's interesting is the things I hate the most are where I spend a lot of my time.
Okay.
It's where my attention goes. I hate it. I hate local services ads, but now I'm known as one of the top experts in local services ads. It was because I hated it so much because it was disruptive to the norm of doing business for
Yeah.
me. AI forced its way into the scene, the history of AI, and it's back again. I hate it. There's some cool things, right? Like I've seen cool
Hmm.
things. I use it. The team uses it more. They're younger than me. I encourage them to
Hmm.
read and stay up to date on everything. Every morning, I'm doing a news search to start my day. AI is one of those searches. My views on hype, hoopla, what's good, what's bad. I think that it's okay, there's cool uses for it. I've seen some cool uses, mostly hype. The way it's being used right now is for big tech ad companies to make more money. They're using AI to create inventory to serve on weird channels aren't as effective as search. That being said, I get that back to the chicken or egg situation. I understand there has been a change to use. And like I spend a lot of time too, anybody I meet and my friends and family asking them questions where they spend the most time online,
Yep.
just to like expel my biases and understand more. And I do get it. Like there has been a change to user behavior. A lot of people spend their time on social media nowadays as OTT and the TV landscape's changed and
Yep.
smartphones like increase in usage. Attention spans have dropped drastically. You got short form video content, which is really not helping attention spans. I get the progression. I think partially that is part of the answer of why Google and these big tech companies are creating inventory with AI. It's valid that people are cross platform, they're doing a lot of different things, their attention span's low. I don't necessarily agree with it. Just because you can use AI to do this in a second, I don't necessarily agree because a lot of times it waters it down. It doesn't use best practices. It jumbles your stuff. It's like
Mhm.
just press a button and we'll take care of it. A lot of times it's subpar.
Yeah.
We're still really manual in that we want to create the 6-second bumper ad. You can click a button, we'll do it, but are they gonna watch the whole video and pick out the 6 seconds that you think is the most dramatic or really gets the brand name out there? They're not. From what I've seen, it's grabbing the wrong thing. It's well intentioned. Not everybody's got marketing resources. I think a lot of what Google does is more for the 80% of small business
Mhm.
owners really don't have resources. I'm always torn. I partially understand Google's moves, but I don't think they apply to every business type. Some of it gets me extremely angry. A lot of what's going on is massive hype, pretending these tools can learn and think and be God, and it's just not. It's a database that's
Mhm.
recategorizing the internet and kind of making everything worse.
Yeah. And that's fair. I mean, I do use AI. I found it to help me with something, but I really try to keep it like I think of it as my intern. It doesn't really
Yeah,
know anything. I always have to check its work.
right.
Like like to just be like, yeah, go do this. Like, no, no way. Like,
And
no.
that's what they're selling is like, hey,
Yeah.
next year AI agents, and you're just gonna be able to sit back and have
Right.
your.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not that, in my opinion.
And I think you're right. Google wants to make it easy for a small business owner to advertise, right? Like, oh, it's a couple clicks in. Hey, we'll write all your ads. We'll put them in a campaign. We'll create this video for you. All you have to do is put in your credit card and go.
Right.
Those campaigns aren't going to work, right? They're
Right.
just not going to work. Yeah. But it's a powerful tool for Google at the moment because they can get more people to sign up for Google Ads.
I'll say one more thing. AI has changed Google search results drastically. Again, you can't find what you're looking for. It almost seems like a step backwards. They're relaying the infrastructure of the internet. The advice on the Google ad side has been broaden everything up and go wide.
Right.
It's
Right.
like,
We'll take care
yeah,
of it for you. Yeah.
and it's like, guys, come on, like just fix search results. Like, why are you changing everything for this? It seems like going backwards and then giving this broaden up advice. In my field, it's hard because lawyers want specific leads. You know what I mean? And so when you're using these AI campaign types that are kind of spam heavy sometimes, are super broad. Like if I have a car accident lawyer getting landlord tenant leads, I'm not long for that client. Do you know what I mean? But
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
like
Yep.
they're gonna get annoyed and be like, "Hey, these leads are trash." And so again, like this is the struggle. I have to do my job and get my
Hmm.
clients what they want, and you're telling me to do the opposite. Like, where's the middle ground here? And then all
Yeah.
other changes on top of it.
And do you know, does Google have a panel or a committee that speaks to guys like you and me, agency owners running
Um,
campaigns for local businesses?
yeah, they do and they don't. I don't know if you know Jenny Marvin. She's like the ads liaison.
I don't know.
Okay, so there's Jenny Marvin. She's the ads liaison. So she is like kind of the go between like the broader community and Google, right? So
Okay.
like she'll take feedback. She's on all the social channels. She'll take feedback. She'll answer questions, and then like she goes back to the teams and kind of talks it over. There's obviously Google reps. Jenny is really good. She's got to walk a fine line too. She is helpful in like troubleshooting, and she does at least listen to me yell a lot about these.
And you got to give her that, right? So to shine a light on your clients, I know you work with a lot of law firms. Do they typically come to you with some level of knowledge? Do they have anything, even if it's a top level idea, an expectation that you've had to be like, hey, I'm going to have to temper that? How do your clients see paid media in 2025?
Great question. It's a mixed bag. I would say 85-90% of them are experienced firms. They've been around a long time.
Hmm.
They're very well versed with lead gen companies and advertising. If
Hmm.
you've been in the game long enough, you had to get into it. We have a few that are like newbies to paid. Maybe they just opened a firm or
Hmm.
they always got referrals and they're just getting into the game. As far as expectations management, I think it's pretty much the same across in that, like, it's not a magic bullet for every client we work with. That there's a lot of things that stay consistent in ramp up periods and number of leads I can estimate, but certain markets and budgets that people think can be successful, they
Right.
cannot anymore. And
Sure.
also Google Ads, Google advertising, just the whole Google suite is really changing. And so whereas even 3 years ago, there was a lot of tactics you could use to get leads fast. It is becoming, I feel like, more of a long. It's not as fast as it once was. There's a lot more waste, changes, and weird moves. We still have done well. Most of our clients have been with us a really long time, like almost since
Mhm.
everybody tends to stay because, again, like we are nerds at this. So again, I think like that passion sticks through,
Yeah.
and we're providing awesome results. We've gotten like pretty crazy results for clients.
That's awesome.
The one guy we worked with, we made him like $200 million over the last 3 years. We've gotten 4 people, the biggest cases ever in the last few years. We
Gotta
do
get that revenue share going.
That's a tough battle. When there are changes and downtimes, I think we're good at when those complaints come in or worries, like having ideas basically. And
Yep.
they're not always right because the change of pace is so fast nowadays. But if you can offer ideas and come up with, something in a weird change period, I think that that's
Sure.
beneficial kind of to both sides. They know we're knowledgeable. They know, like, again, we're passionate about this. We don't have all the answers all the time. I don't think anybody does. All you can do is try the next thing.
Yeah. But I think it's critical to say that out loud, right? A lot
Right.
of people pretend you have every answer and dance their way around it. I think just being genuinely saying, "Hey, we're nerdy about this. We talk about this every day. Here are our ideas on how to move forward." Your clients have to appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah. For the most part,
Uh,
there's still the rare jumper that comes
sure.
in.
Yeah,
And
the guy
that,
who thinks the silver bullet is right around the corner.
yeah, that's been to 40 agencies. And in that case, it's generally
Yeah,
that's
for sure. Is there anything on your radar, like the rest of 2025? Anything new coming? Anything that you're looking at that might
yeah.
disrupt
So
the
I
market a little
guess
bit?
like now, and for the recent like past, I guess like, we've been telling all of our clients this short form video stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Again, it's like it's another thing like that I kind of hate, but it's almost like a necessity at this point.
Yeah.
Google's incorporating this social media section into every first page of search results.
Interesting.
A lot of it is short form video content. It's pretty Instagram heavy. We've started that ourselves, encouraging our client base. Nobody
Nice.
wants to do it. I don't either. You have to follow what's
Yeah.
happening. We do everything under one management fee. We run PPC, LSA, and any available ad format in Google does work for most firms. We do tailor that slightly, but I love YouTube. YouTube advertising is something I've always been a proponent of. We're testing a lot of new stuff through YouTube reservation buying.
Oh, tell me more.
Yeah, so it gives you like just new stuff. When I've been saying to clients, like we kind of just got it in a bunch of our accounts, and when I tell them is I'm like, hey, so like what we've been doing with YouTube, this is the big boy stuff. With reservation buying, you can do certain lineups like only YouTube TV and get all the major
Oh,
cable.
wow.
In terms of ad formats, it gives you more variety to do. So like right now we're testing 30-second non-skippable ads, which is available through reservation buying. Also, there's masthead ads, which like you could target an area and then like be the first thing that somebody sees when they open up their YouTube app or go to YouTube or Google TV to the top ad. And when they
Wow.
watch a video, you're the first video they see. It's important for law firms because I'm a proponent of branding versus direct response. It's the 80-20 for me.
Right.
80% always towards direct intent response.
Yep.
But I think there's always a part that should be given to branding
Yep.
with different Google ad formats. And again, like where we differ is we're not doing the AI campaign type. We're doing these like in individual campaigns
Mhm.
tailored to that campaign, good based on like how it should interact in that network, and detail oriented, and kind of setting stuff up. And some cool things that, like, so we just started 30-second non-skippables. We're running those on news content in a DMA right now. 3 days in, we started getting calls. Another one where we did the masthead campaign, their branded search shot up 200%. We got a 400% increase in branded conversions. I still have to talk to them and see what that looked like business and revenue wise, but platform seeing really awesome results from it.
Yeah.
I like YouTube.
Sounds like your setup is great. It keeps the metrics nice and clean. You know what's working. You know what you can turn off. That's cool. I'm going to look into that more. Love it. This has been an amazing conversation. I appreciate you taking the time. Where can folks find you? Are you on social media? Want to send them to the website?
I'm on almost all social media platforms. We just got a TikTok. I'm super active on Twitter and LinkedIn. All my profiles are Anthony Higman, so you can find me on a platform with Anthony Higman. Go to adsquire.com or call 267-777-8004.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. This has been awesome.
Thanks for having me, Brad.
Thank you.
1,